Hey friends, in this video we're going to draw a dragonfly inspired by a t-shirt that one of my students was wearing. I just thought the iridescent wings were too cool not to try. For this project you will need a white piece of drawing paper, a pencil, thick black marker, black crayon, and oil pastels. I have an eraser handy as well just to clean up any edges. For my background, I used markers and white crayon and oil pastel to give it that blurry effect, but you can design any background you want with any materials you have. Let's get started. We're going to be using our pencil to begin, and we're using simple lines and shapes that we know. We're going to start in the middle-ish of our page, so if you want to use your fingers, find the middle. If you want to fold it in half to make it super duper symmetrical, you can, but it's not necessary. Here we go. Let's start with 2 circles for the eyes. And remember, draw lightly with your pencil. That way you can erase more easily if you make a mistake. When in doubt, go a little bigger than you think you need to. Here we go. Circle 1, circle 2. Big old eyeballs. Fabulous. Now we're going to do a curved arch for the top of the head. Whoop. Perfect. Same thing for the bottom. Excellent. Now we're going to add this little midsection here. And it looks like an oval, but it's kind of rectangular. So imagine a rectangle with really round edges instead of points. Here we go. And if you want to try the eraser tracer trick here, go ahead, turn your pencil over, draw that line. See those little fuzzies there? Now I can confidently trace my line exactly where I want it, or change it. Easy peasy. For the rest of the dragonfly, try to keep your lines even. You're going to be drawing the letter U, but be mindful about it. Go slow and careful, curving your edges all the way down. They will get smaller as you go. That's normal. And there you have it. All set there. Now, I'm gonna wait to trace until I'm all the way done. It's already time for the wings. So let's get our diagonals ready. I'm gonna use my eraser tracer trick here, just so they're symmetrical and just so I feel more confident. That's okay, right? So your diagonal is not gonna be straight down like a mountain, but out gently like the roof of a house, okay? Let's try that. Eraser tracer trick. I'm gonna start in the middle of this centerpiece. Out. Pretty good. Well, what do we think? Is it a little too slanty? Maybe it's too slanty. Check it out. Just get rid of it. Let's try that again. A little better. Yeah, that's what I like. All right, I'm going to draw it permanently. Whoosh. It's not totally permanent. I'm using a pencil here. See that? Same thing on the other side. Maybe you want to help with your hand. Start from the beginning. Middle. Whoosh. All the way down. Yeah. One side is usually a bit easier than the other. That's normal. Get rid of those spots. And now you're just going to curve down and in. All the way back up to the belly. You can do it from here and all the way back up. Are they perfectly even? No. Is that fine? Yes. Let's do the top wings. The top wings are going to be more horizontal, but they do have an upward-ish slant. Okay? I'm going to go for this without the tracer trick. Let's see how I do. Up. Good. Round down. Come back in. And you're going to stop in the middle of your wing. Now this side is always a bit harder for me, so let's see how we do. Confidence. Here we go. Not bad. Good, good. Now the last little thing we're going to add before we start coloring are the little legs. We're going to start above the wings and we're going to go diagonal out, vertical up. Diagonal out, vertical up. Don't worry about overlapping over here. We're going to make the legs disappear afterwards, so don't be shy. Get right in there in the belly. Diagonal down, vertical down. Diagonal down, vertical down. Last leg, here we go. This is where it gets tricky. Diagonal down, vertical down, and one more, diagonal out. Diagonal out, vertical down, diagonal out. Wha-bam! You've got yourself a body of a dragonfly. We are all set with our pencils if you want to put them away, and you can grab your Sharpie. What we're going to do is trace our lines. But before I speed up, I want to show you how I add just a little sparkle to the dragonfly eye. Check it out. First, we outline our eyeballs. Excellent. And before we color them in completely, I'm going to draw a little line across the center. See that? I'm just going to color in the bottom. Line across, color in the bottom. Look at that. Pretty good. Time to trace the rest of my drawing. Now that I've finished tracing, time to color in my dragonfly body. Just the middle part first. I like to use my crayon so you can see the difference between the outline and the inside of the body. If I colored this in all with my Sharpie, you wouldn't be really able to tell the difference between where all the lines go, right? We want to see some texture. All right, that's all I need my black crayon for. I can get rid of that. Time for the oil pastels. Now here, you might want to grab a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to do that too. Here we go. You want a little piece of scrap paper nearby to clean off your white oil pastel. See how that's kind of grimy right there? I'm just going to go ahead and clean it off. You can do this with any pastel that you're using. It's a helpful trick. You can also do this with a paper towel. Just give it a little rub until you don't see much more. It won't be perfect, brand new, but it'll be much cleaner, which is necessary. We want to hang on to that white one nearby. But we are going to start with pink, and we're just going to do the border, but we're making a little stripe across. So watch how I do this. I'm going to press really, really lightly. Okay? I'm going to do one side, then the other side. Real gentle. Stay inside your lines. Okay? Just like that. Keep that pink handy. I'm going to do the yellow next, but let's see. Whoop, my yellow is covered in orange, so I want to clean it first. Make sure your oil pastels are clean as you use them. This project will also totally work with chalk pastels. Color pencils, I imagine, would be fabulous too. All right, a layer of yellow, and they're pretty much touching. You can give them a little overlap if you want to. Excellent. Next, we're going for light green. And I'm going to round the wing. Fabulous. Now, if you've noticed, my pink, my yellow, and my light green, these are all really light colors. Ooh, that's not the light green. There we go, the yellow rather. Notice how light they are. I don't have a light blue here in this pastel set, so before I add my blue, I'm going to put down a layer of white, and I know that my purple is also rather dark, so I'm going to be putting a layer of white along the bottom here first, just like that. You can't see it, it's invisible. It's like a little barrier. There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to add my blue really lightly. See how it made it a bit of a lighter shade? Pretty lovely. Now notice mine look a little different here. I can always carry that back up there. Add a little more blue or green down here. That's fine. You can blend. Blending is great. And we're going to add one final touch of purple. Now before we blend these together, because we are going to be blending them, I'm going to do the same exact pattern on the bottom wings. Don't forget to add your white barrier, and here's where you can go right over the leg, see that? White barrier before you put down the blue and the purple. And don't worry about getting outside the lines. That's what our eraser's for. A little later. Light, 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 and only the outline. Notice that I'm not coloring it in, I'm just making an outline. Got it, got it? Got it, got it, that's right. Alrighty, time to blend. Now I want to make sure you look at your hands. Wipe them clean, get any smudgies off them, because we're about to smudge, people. Ready? Alright, clean hands. Start with the pink. Gentle, gentle. Side to side. Blend them in. Move on to the green around the corner. Gets a little messier down here with the darker colors. Ooh, but look at those shine. Fabulous. All right, one more over here. You want to blend and rub until everything is nice and smooth. And if you want to switch fingers between your pink and yellow to green, you may. Oh, those fabulous. All right, now we can give our fingers another wipe on our scrap paper. Make sure they're clean-ish. Here we go. One more. Okay, the last step for the dragonfly wings. I'm going to take my white again, and I'm going to go over this leg and very, very gently over a little bit of my color. Just a touch. This gives it that sort of see-through look of dragonfly wings. Pretty magical, huh? And if you've looked up a dragonfly and noticed the little patterns within their wings, you can feel free to add those. I'm not going to here. I like mine the way it is. But it's your dragonfly. Go for it the way you see fit. Eraser time. Some erasers will work with this trick. Others will not, so be wary. I'm going to go in over my black lines and just erase where the pastel hit the line. That way it looks super fresh and clean. And be mindful about rubbing away your erasers because you could smudge everything again. There we go. Oh, that's lovely. Look at how crisp those lines look again. Oh, I love this little trick. Fabulous. Be very patient. Notice how if you're not careful, you're going to erase some of your lines. So you can just take your blue, freshen it up a bit. Ooh, I like that dark. Blend it in again. And you are good to go, my friends. If you like that darker look, feel free to go back over your edges with a little bit of darkness. That's fine. Add it until you are satisfied with the color. And while I'm finishing this, let's chat quickly about a background. This is your call. If you absolutely love the way your dragonfly looks, leave it alone. There's something super classy about a lot of empty, negative space on a piece of artwork. No shame in that. Now, if you want to go a different style and add a little habitat and environment for your dragonfly, feel free to add some leaves, add a blue sky, add some flowers. And what I did here to make sure my dragonfly was still the main focus, the most important part of my artwork, this is where all the emphasis is, I took a white crayon and an oil pastel, both white, and I rubbed over all my leaves so they look more out of focus. Pretty cool, huh? I think so. That, my friends, is the dragonfly.